Slate, more specifically a man named Rich Juzwiak, heard a question from one of his readers that he just needed to address. A father asked Rich if they should buy a vibrating marital aid for his 13-year-old teenage trans son. My 13-year-old trans son recently told me that a friend's mom gave him, the friend, also trans, a vibrating marital aid. I know my kid thinks his friend's mom is generally wacky and that she does not support her son being trans and is generally ultra-religious. So I said something like, "Wow, that surprises me, and it seems kind of intrusive to get that from your mom." My son replied, "Yeah," and then he went on, "Well, I guess it's not illegal or anything. I guess it wouldn't be hard to get one even for a kid. They could possibly figure it out." And I wasn't sure where this was all going, so I said again, "It seems like a weird thing for a mom to give to a kid out of nowhere. I guess if a kid asked me for one, I'll get it for them." At what point my kid made that pleading, "I want a puppy face," and I said, "You want a vibrating marital aid?" And he said, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, I'll get you one." So my questions are, is there any reason a 13-year-old shouldn't have a marital aid? I can't think of any special health hazard or anything like that. Is there one? Rich, ever full of wisdom on this sort of thing, reached out for legal advice. Philosophically, I see nothing wrong with you buying your 13-year-old son a marital aid. Just as you wouldn't try to stop a fish from swimming or a bird from flying, so should you not attempt to impede a teenager from cooming. But I'm guessing that part of why you're asking this question is because facilitating a teen's expression is taboo, and it may feel like a weird thing to do given teens' vulnerability to exploitation. I thought it might be useful to get a legal expert on record here, so I talked to Larry Walters, a First Amendment lawyer who serves as general counsel to the Woodhull Freedom Foundation, a nonprofit that advocates for expression as a human right. I asked Walters if you could get in legal trouble for giving your son a vibrating marital aid, and the answer is probably not. If a law enforcement agency wanted to prohibit the gifting of a toy to one's child, I think there are significant constitutional issues that could be implicated in terms of family privacy rights, he told me. Providing commentary on this is beyond my ability at this moment, but think about how absurd it is that live streams from Judicial Watch covering the Trump impeachment are getting taken down by YouTube for violating community guidelines, but things like this are openly pushed on mainstream news. I know this has been brought up many times, but this is how bad things have gotten. C-SPAN footage of a Senate hearing is somehow not allowed, but this is absolutely absurd. So I looked into Rich Juzwiak's LinkedIn and I found something that was a bit interesting. He started in 2006 as a blogger for VH1, not so bad, but then he worked as a staff writer for TV Guide. From there, after being there less than 6 months, he became a staff writer for The Daily. After another 6 months, Rich moved over to none other than Gawker, where he was the senior writer for 4.5 years, immediately moving over to Jezebel in 2016 as their senior writer. It's important to note that Gawker shut down in August of 2016, so this means he essentially went down with the ship. The continuous normalization of these types of things under the guise of being more communicative, being more open-minded to the upcoming generation, it's going to do more damage than any good it might do. We've heard about how important acceptance is, and sure, you should accept people as they are in their lives. However, what we're seeing isn't acceptance. These people don't accept and tolerate others. These people have a particular ideology they wish to push onto other people, and anybody who doesn't buy that ideology, well, you know how they feel about them. So consider this short video a spotlight on the type of people that do the hall monitoring on the internet. These are the people that point the finger and call us every name in the book. Just remember, proof right here, they're no better than anybody, no matter how many times they try to tell you otherwise.